Greetings. Here comes another Papa Bob story. Hope you enjoy.
Today's tale is part 2 of the Allie and Pearl adventure.
Superior Court Judge Raymond L. Pierce and his wife Pearl were marching the 6 blocks toward their Manhattan apartment after the charity luncheon in their usual formation. The towering, elegantly garbed Pierce was a full stride ahead and always hustling, petite Pearl. He never looked back at his wife of 27 years. His only acknowledgement a quick snap of his fingers every half block or so. The impatient signal for her to keep up.
The performance from the luncheon had ended with his final public smile as he helped put on her coat. He had held his Pearl's hand, majestically opened the doors for her, and pulled out her chair in such a gallant, patient way. He had introduced her dozens of times as his lovely wife. From a distance, his smile seemed genuine and his phony fawning admired by all witnessing his classic public performance. Especially, the other women who secretly fantasized being the wife of such a powerful, intelligent, and handsome man.
But Pearl saw the familiar pursing of the lips as the counterfeit smile dissolved and knew she had once again disappointed the judge somehow, someway.
She had counted his drinks, 4 glasses of red wine and 3 martinis. That amount of alcohol usually portended a verbal explosion at the minimum, and probably a firm slap or 2 across the cheeks to emphasize the points. It had not always been this way.
Pearl's teaching career had put country kid Raymond through law school. Her efforts had given them the foundation for acquiring wealth after they accepted him into the respected law firm of Walker, Daniels, and Beam as a partner. He became the golden boy and got voted in as the youngest Superior Court judge in New York State history.
He had been remote but kind, civil, respectful, and, at times, quite loving in the early years.
That all ended when she received her first correction from the man when she was 6 months pregnant. This correction had left her with a swollen throat, an arm in a sling, and a bulging black eye that no amount of makeup could fully conceal.
She would never forget the contempt that showed in his piercing blue eyes that one early morning. The day when she showed him his new daughter for the first time. Luckily, she had given him a son the next time. He then demanded she go get herself fixed, as 2 children were enough.
The most severe of the corrections came when Pearl suggested she would like to return to teaching after the 2 children were both in school. He slugged her repeatedly with full force and kicked her when she fell down. He forbade her from seeking any medical treatment and demanded she tell the story of falling down the stairs as an explanation for the bruises and other injuries. It took her a full month to recover.
He never beat her that severely again, but the message had been sent. She had seen in his eyes that he was capable of killing her. Thus, the pretend game began. The public displays of fake affection, the isolation he demanded of her, which included no actual women friendships, a no-visitor policy, the barked orders, and daily demands and the savage, impersonal sex.
Any thoughts of leaving had long ago moved into the deep subconscious as the rearing of her children took precedence over her own needs. The kids had fled to the West Coast. Now, she was alone with this monster. The 2 actors came to a stop at a busy crosswalk. Pearl decided to take a chance.
Oh, look, Raymond. The renovation of the museum is almost done. My, what a marvelous building that is.
Pierce grabbed and twisted his $200 silk tie as he spun to face her. His fist was still clenched on his tie as he gave his answer.
Did I ask you anything, you stupid bitch? What the hell do you know about architecture? That building is an eyesore and a waste of taxpayer money.
Hey! Watch your mouth, you jackass! Honey, I agree with you. That is going to be a masterpiece when they finish it.
The crosswalk light changed and the mass of people started moving at various speeds. The little gray-haired defender huffed off across the street, her slim form swallowed by the crowd of people on the street. Pierce took off without looking back and was halfway across before a stunned Pearl had even stepped off the curb.
She glared at the back of the judge's head and years of hate started bubbling up.
By the time she finished the crosswalk stroll and hopped up on the sidewalk, she had decided. She would leave him. Pearl knew it required planning and some time, but she was going to be done with this sick game. She slowed down in defiance when the snap signal was given a full half-block ahead. Yes, she would most definitely leave him. After filling the sink with soapy water, Pearl patted Allie's arm and cleared off the table. "Let me help, Pearl."
They did the dishes in silence and headed outside to water the garden. Pearl shut off the water and coiled up the hose.
Time to get you your satchel.
They headed back inside. Allie followed her down some narrow stairs to the basement. Pearl threw open the double doors of a walk-in closet, and there they were. Dozens of obviously expensive leather satchels.
Here, take this one, for starters. It matches that wonderful coat of yours.
She handed it to Allie.
Now, you need one for our Thursday meetings. Take your pick and no nonsense about not wanting one or any of that stuff. They just sit down here, year after year. You will appreciate them, I can tell.
Allie needed little time. She picked a large, deep brown one and found herself with an expensive leather satchel on each arm as Pearl held open the screen door for her.
"Thanks for a wonderful day, Pearl. The delicious meal, the wine, the Baileys, and these fine-looking satchels."
The pleasure is all mine, love. Come over at around noon, Thursday. I'll look forward to it.
She began to close the door, but Allie stopped her. "Pearl, you never told me about Danny." There was a pause.
Well, I got the first part out. I'll tell the rest of it one of these days. Sweet of you to ask. Take care of yourself, and thanks for allowing an old lady to babble on and on.
"Thanks for saving me today, Pearl."
They hugged and Allie made it home already excitedly thinking about next Thursday. It had been a great day and now she had a new friend. She climbed down the hill as the Palouse sunset gave out its last glow. You will get to meet husband Jess in part 3. See you then.